Hello, good afternoon. And a slightly dreary and wet morning, or afternoon even. It's just gone after, it's almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Just take you down to the monument, which if you're just on my last scope about London Bridge, it will make a little bit more sense where we are. Here we go again. How do you do? So, I'll just show you roughly where we were. Now, where we were a few minutes ago. Hi, Queen. That's down in that churchyard there. You can still hear the bells are still going like the clappers there. But we're good. Yes, Pudding Lane. It's not called Pudding Lane anymore. Pudding Lane doesn't exist. I hang on to my hat. But give that man a fish because we are on Fish Street Hill. What time of year is best for visiting London? Any time really. Summertime it's fairly crowded, obviously, but maybe you want to wait till after the schools go back, perhaps. Good morning. How do you do? Yes, you can see people got their umbrellas up. I've got my hood up. So look, I'm going to show you this part here. Hello. This is a monument. Now, on a summer's morning in 1666, we're in Fish Street Hill, just a little bit up from London Bridge. A baker was just making his bread for the next morning, and you can imagine this street would have been busy with all wooden houses at that time. Somewhat of public school education, or we had the story before there. So what we had, the ringing sounds of the bells from the bells of St Magnus. So what we got, we had a baker cooking his bread for the next morning. How it started, we don't know. Possibly a spark came out of his ovens, or someone wasn't watching. But however it started a fire, and it started here. Hi baby apple tomato, what a great name. So this monument is where the fire started, and it's in 1666. All the houses around here were made of wood, and the fire, and we had an easterly wind which blew which blew the fire all the way down into the city. All the houses were burnt, obviously being wood, and they were very close together. As you can see, the monument says it consumed 13,000 houses and devastated 436 acres of the city. So one of the interesting things about it is this used to be called Pudding Lane, this area here, and it finished in Pye Street, just over by Newgate. And it only stopped burning because the King's soldiers tore down the wooden houses to make way for so the fire didn't have anything more to consume. So people's houses were just torn down. So basically, you had to stop. But it raged for I think about 3 days until it was we finally decided to get rid of it. But the monument, this was built by Sir Christopher Wren, the same architect that built St Paul's Cathedral. And you can go inside, and you can climb up to that little viewing gallery up there, and you can get a great view of the top. And so this is one of the places if you're coming in on a budget and you haven't got experience. Yes, it's 202 feet high. Yep, 200. So it's 202 feet to the top. You get a great view of Tower Bridge and London Bridge and the river. I won't go out there today because it's a bit cloudy and rainy, and we won't see very much. But if you want to see London, yes, 202 feet, not 200 metres. A foot, or roughly three and a bit feet to a metre. So what's that? 65, 70 metres? Yes, the fire was in 1666. Now, one of the advantages of the fire was there had been the Great Plague of 1665. Yes, so it's how you remember the dates in history. You see, it's one of the schoolboy tricks. See, 1665 was the plague, but the fire killed all the rats, and London was able to be rebuilt, and we were fairly plague-free after that. So it killed a lot of the plague, and destroyed most of London, So most of London you see now is post-date 1666. Yeah, it cleaned it up. They were able to start again, and houses and buildings were made of stone rather than wood. It was too much of a fire risk. Because you can see the narrow streets. I mean, this is Fish Street Hill. I'll show you down here. Where we were just a few minutes ago, if you remember, it was just in that courtyard there, and that was the old entrance to London Bridge. And you can still see this street. It's still fairly narrow when you imagine this was the main route in and out of London from the south to the north. And it would run. You can still see the origins. This is an ancient pathway all the way down, because it would run down to the hill, down to the river there, and it is quite. The river was actually a lot shallower than it was now. Shallower then than it is now. Obviously, until you could almost walk across it with at low tide. No problem. So this is where this is where it started. This is the monument. Well worth a visit. It's only, I think it's about £4 to climb up to the top. You get a great view, and you even get a certificate on the way down. So there you go. Just thought I'd show you that one, because it gives you an idea now. Now we're at the top of the hill. It gives you an idea of where the ancient route over to the south of London is. So you can see. So that's down there, and we're at the top now. Okay. So we're coming down Fish Street Hill. So for thousands of years, Apple, how you doing? For thousands of years, people were walking along here over the bridge into the south of London. Now the London Bridge as it is now, it's about 50 yards that way. They've actually moved the point of the bridge, but you can still see some of the remains. If you go back to my last scope, you can see where the stones. I filmed down that courtyard, or scoped down that courtyard there. So yeah, the nearest pub. Well, there's three here actually. Well, this is kind of a kitchen garden. There's that one. There's a pub called the Monument just across there if you're looking for pubs. And there's another little one over there which is called the Britannia. Okay. I think they did mad karaoke in that one called. Yes, I was in there the other night, and there was a mad karaoke woman playing in there. Okay, so there's 3 pubs around me. So if you come here, good place to come, because there's free bars and pubs. There's plenty to eat. Okay. So right, another one of London's monuments. I'm gonna dash off now. So I'm not sure if I can show you another one today, but maybe a little bit later tonight, perhaps. So look, I'm not one of the best known scopers. I'm not one of your superstars, but if you want to join me around, you know what to do. I don't badge you to follow me if you don't like it. If you go and watch someone else, fine. I don't mind. There's a lot of good scopers out there that aren't getting the publicity that they should be. Look at some people like Orion. I mean, Orion does some fantastic scopes of London. You can go to there's Wavy Gravy does a lot of East End of London. So I'll give a big shout out to a lot of other people. If you're following other people than today, have a good fun, have a great time. I will see you a little bit later in another part of London. So thanks for joining, thanks for all the hearts. Say hello on Twitter if you can. My Twitter name is TDogLondon. It's TDAWG. Say hello, and I shall see you all a little bit later. Right, thanks for joining. You can hear them bells; they're fantastic, aren't they? I'll tell you another story about the bells of oranges and lemons, as we call it, the nursery rhyme. Who knows oranges and lemons? Do you know that? Oranges and lemons, so the bells St Clements. I will show you the bells of London another day. Probably a Sunday morning when all the bells are going. It's fantastic. You can hear. This is like one of the old sounds of London. These bells. This is what you're hearing. This is what people would hear for thousands of years. These bells. So this is the sounds of London, not just the sights and the smells. Okay. It's the church is the Martyr St Martyr. Sorry. Oh. Sorry, I'm getting notifications to me. I'm gonna have to close it. Yeah, the St Magnus the Martyr. That's the church over there. That was the old entrance. If you go back to my last scope, which I've just done on my hang up, I'll explain to you where that is, which is just behind us there. So where we are, look. So that's St Magnus. I was there about 20 minutes ago. This is Fish Street Hill. This is the main thoroughfare, the ancient thoroughfare into London. So hi Holly, I'm off. It's getting a little bit late, and it's 2 o'clock obviously. So I've got to go and have a drink. I've got football this afternoon. I'm going to be back a little bit later. Everybody have fun, have a great day, and I shall see you a little bit later. Right, thanks for joining. Bye everyone.